which is a list. And then each user has some stuff in it. So this one's Stephanie Teasley. It's got her screen name. It's got some descriptions. Keep on going. It's got her status, her latest status. For my friend, her status. Her source, where she's at. I don't know, man, she's got a lot of stuff here. Okay, there we go. That was the first one. Okay, and then the next one that I'm following is live edu, etc. And so you'll see that this is an array. So that outer thing is an array of users. Now, JS here is a dictionary. So I can say for you in JS subusers, well, JS subusers is a list. So the first U is going to be this Stephanie Teasley U, and the second U is going to be live edu. So that's all it took to get through all that stuff and figure that out. And then I'm going to say, get me the screen name of my person. So let's go in here. So that's going to pull Stephanie Teasley, Steph Teasley out. Then I'm going to go find her status. Let's find her somewhere in here. Use of status subtext. Come on. Okay, there's substatus. Substatus is all this stuff. More. Right there, that's status. That's use substatus is that. And then use substatus subtext is this stuff. So it's going to extract this bit right here. Okay? And so use status text, and I print out the first 50 characters of the screen name status. And I do that for the first 5 because I told it I only wanted 5. And then, of course, I get to see the rate limit. So let's go down to the bottom. So all of this is the debug print of the JSON I got back. Here is the program starting to print. Here is the screen name of my first friend. And here's the first 50 characters of her most recent status. Here is the screen name of my, and these are in reverse order who I've been following. So I've been playing with this live coding stuff. So I'm following them. What? Key error status, that didn't work. Why not? Oh, that's because live coding TV somehow doesn't have a status. So most of these work, so now you'll get to see me fix something, and when you download it, it'll be fixed. And so it says key error status, so that means that I've got to do a thing that says if status not in U, print no status found. Continue. Since sometimes there's no statuses. Who would have thought? I did not know that. Yeah, so you. Okay, so let's run this again. Oh, did I get to see my remaining? Oh, actually, let me change the order of this. Let me put this down here. It'll be wrong from the slides, but it'll be prettier now. Let's put the headers after the dump of the data. Okay, so let's run it again. Did I save it? Yeah. Dr. Chuck, blah, whole bunch of stuff. So I got 13 remaining calls on this one. So it's not the same as the other one. I don't get to call this too many more times, so hopefully I'll get the debugging to work. Sort of. I got a bad space here. I go no, not status found, no status found, and I need to put 3 spaces there. No status found. I'll make an asterisk. So let's run it again. And see, I got 13 remaining. So it's important you write code that's aware of your remaining. That's why I make so obvious about that. Go retrieve all that. I got 12 remaining, but my code starts to look, oh, dang it, I now have another space here. Hang on, got to fix that. I need yet another space. Hopefully, I can make this as pretty as I want it to work. Oh, wait a sec. I didn't even do Dr. Chuck. I did that wrong. Typed my name wrong. Okay, so now it works. Oh well. So now I have my most 5 recent friends are this Steph Deasley, Live Edu Official, Life Coding TV, Nancy Gilby, and Greg E. Kruger. And so there are their statuses, and I tore all this JSON apart using twitter2.py. Of course, after fixing hidden.py, which I'm not going to show you because it actually contains my real consumer key and consumer secret. You're seeing the consumer key and the token key go by on each of these URLs, but what you're not seeing is these 2 things, which are the thing I'm protecting, so that it's not a problem. Okay, so I will send that up, but there you go. Welcome. I hope you found this useful. The code will be fixed when you take a look at it and download it here from samplecode.zip. Hello and welcome to Python Objects. I'm Charles Severance, and we're well on our way to getting through all this material in the Python. So this lecture is in a weird place. I even debated where to put it in the book. I don't really want to teach you how to write a lot of object-oriented programming, but we're going to start using objects, and I want to be able to use the terminology. And so as much as anything, this lecture is about terminology and understanding the words, things like methods and method signatures and variables and inheritance. And so think of this as a terminology lecture rather than a learn how to program or learn how to use this. It's not something you're going to figure out right away. And there'll come a time when you as a programmer really want to start using object-oriented programming. It's really a powerful and wonderful technique, but I think it's too early as a beginning programmer to really say, oh, let's write a bunch of objects. So just relax and enjoy and learn this material and think of it as sort of a theoretical thing rather than, a how to program thing. And so part of this is we're going to start reading data structures, and data on how to use all these libraries, etc. And we're going to see the word objects, right? And then we're going to start hearing them. And I want you to be able to read the Python documentation so that you understand what's going on. And so, the word objects should make sense to you, even though you're not going to write a lot of object-oriented programming. And so page upon page upon page, database stuff, which we're going to talk about soon, is uses objects all over the place. And the beautiful soup uses objects. We've kind of been using them, and I've been waving my hands, and I use the word method without defining it. But now it's really time to define it and go to it. So I want to review from the very beginning what we think of as a program. So the classic program, my favorite little minimum program, is our little elevator floor converter, which converts from European elevator floors to United States elevator floors. And the key to this is that it's input, processing, and output. And this is a good way to model any program. And in that process, we've got variables, and we've got logic, we've got algorithms, we've got loops that we write, we've got all kinds of things. And we construct a series of steps to achieve some goal. In object-oriented, and frankly, you've been using object-oriented all along, the program has lots of objects, and we're sort of putting stuff into these objects, taking stuff out of one object and putting it into another object. And you've actually been doing this all along. As soon as you're looking at dictionaries and lists, you're doing objects. And so an object is quite a little thing. It's sort of its own little space inside of a program that contains code and data. And so we're working together. All these objects are now working together. It's a bit of self-contained code and data, and it is one way to take a very complex problem and make it easier by breaking it into separate things that can be engineered and developed separately. And so you've been using string objects, or maybe you'd use Beautiful Soup or something. These are powerful capabilities, and if you had to look at all of them, it's just, hey, here's a thing, use this object, it'll do these things for you, and there's lots of details inside of it. Just don't look at it, don't worry about it. And so there's boundaries, that things that you can use, things that you can look at, and things that really you don't bother looking at. You go read the documentation and use it, and away it goes. But then someone had to write